This is going to be one of the most low impact, gorgeous buildings in the whole of Wakefield, if not the whole of Yorkshire. You can see this bunch of people are just starting on, well, we've done the foundations and they're doing the carpentry now, and if it doesn't snow too much this afternoon, we're going to get on with the walls, which is straw bales. And these are locally grown straw, and basically we're trying to build a house either out of waste material or materials that can compost, that are biodegradable. So effectively, when this is finished, you can use it as compost here on the allotments, because this is a brilliant allotment site. Over the next 2 months, you'll see these walls go up. There's going to be 7 bales high, and every bit of it's going to be done by volunteers, by anybody in the local community who wants to come along and learn how to build this way. And you'll note that the foundations are simply car tyres, filled car tyres, which are supporting the wooden floor grid, which will be insulated with local sheep's wool. So it's a very local building, and it will be absolutely beautiful. Straw is one of the most insulating materials there is. It's 18 inches wide, so it's really cosy and keeps you really warm and toasty on a cold day and really cool on a hot day. And it's about 40p a bale if you go and get the bales yourself. They've just been delivered this morning from a big wagon, 180 of them. And then you just build them like big fuzzy building blocks, and up they go real quick. And then the outside will be hand rendered, again by volunteers, with lime, because it's a breathable render, and the inside will be plastered with local clay, because that's breathable as well. So again, it's going to have about over 100 people involved in building this very small community building, but it's going to have full disabled access. It's going to have cloakroom, kitchen, composting toilets, and eventually they might have solar panels for electricity. So it's for the use for the whole community, and the local kids, the local school across the road, and we're hoping to basically get the message across that we can do things differently. You know, we can build environmentally, we can build with local natural materials that literally don't cost the planet, don't cost the earth, are great fun to build with, can involve people who've never built before, who've got no tools, skills at all, and then they can come get involved in something like this and feel really proud of themselves. You watch this space, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Freezing cold today, but not as bad as yesterday. Over the weekend we had horizontal driving snow non-stop, relentless, and you can see we've had to put up tarpaulins there as a windbreak because the wind chill factor would have been about -10. We had a cracking group of people who at lunchtime yesterday, it was so cold that I gave them the option to stop and just do theory somewhere warm all afternoon and talk about straw bale and different techniques. No, they wanted to get straight back out here after lunch and crack on. You know, really inspired. Really, really great, cheerful group. And you can see that we've done sections of the wall in between some of the uprights. And the uprights, they're just fixing points for the doors and windows. So the timber you see standing there have got nothing to do with taking any load. All the load of the roof is going to be taken just by those straw bales themselves. They're fantastic. They've got great compressive strength, and they can take a really heavy living roof, like turf roofs, massive heavy roofs, or lightweight roofs. What we're going to have on here is the lightweight living roof with sedum, so it'll be really beautiful, and I'm hoping they'll grow some strawberries and tomatoes up there. We've got a reduced number today because it's Monday and the weather is a bit cold. It's a different group this week, and then we have another group again at the weekend, but they're cracking on, and we're doing one section at a time rather than the whole build, so we can keep it covered, because the main thing in our climate is to try and keep the bales as dry as possible. And oddly enough, when you're out in the fresh air doing something creative like this, it is really good fun. And although it looks really, really cold, I'm encouraging everybody locally to come and get involved, because it is great, really good fun.
I'm a carpenter by trade. Well, I used to be. I used to work for myself making furniture. And I've always been interested in timber and do it yourself. I used to make, as I say, I used to make furniture for a living, and I did it for the last 10 years of my working life until I had a breakdown, taking too much responsibility on, taking too many orders on, and I finished up in a mental hospital. But I'm recovering a lot better now. All that's behind me. I'm working down here on these allotments 2 days a week. They phone me up when I'm at home, ask me if I'll come out and do some work. But yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a community building for allotment society, for mental health group. They'll get a lot of use out of it. And schools around, the local infant school, they come up regular and have a look round allotments, see what we're doing. They have a pumpkin competition round about Halloween time, and we always give pumpkins out to all kids. And they keep coming up to have a look at this building every week. They're all up, about 5 to 8 year olds, and they find it really interesting. I also find it really interesting doing voluntary work, helping out, digging, planting, doing things I like doing, and having this eco building up here makes it all worthwhile. It really is something that can get me hands dirty again. As you can see, I just love it when my hands are filthy. I'm not very good mentally, arithmetic, writing, but when it comes to using my hands, I can do almost anything. Thank you.
And this is about 5 days in, I think, and you can see the straw bale goddess is with us. Look, sunshine after all that driving horizontal snow and Arctic conditions. I mean, it's still a bit cold, but spring is definitely in the air. And you can see now that we're getting there, and it's really exciting. Tomorrow, we're going to have finished all the walls build up. So a new team is on with that at the moment, and we've got a very long run of straw bale building here, which is lovely. No uprights, so no notching to do. So this will be great fun to get going on this afternoon, and very, very quick. We'll definitely have this finished tomorrow, and another part of the group are working over here at the moment, making the roof plate. So tomorrow again, we're hoping to be able to slot the roof plate in sections on top of the wall and over the uprights for the windows and doors. And hopefully you'll get that bit on film, because once we've got that on, we're going to pin it in nice and tight, insulate it, and then lid it. So it's another box structure on top. And then when that's done, it'll be absolutely solid. You'll be able to take all this bracing away and all the corner posts. And then for the first time, you'll get a proper sense of the shape and design and spatial kind of size of the building, which when we first laid it out with string in this area, it looked absolutely tiny. And it's really weird how 2D always looks so much smaller than 3D, and then you start growing the walls and it becomes bigger. It's already a really lovely space, and if you go inside you can feel you're already really protected from the wind. It's really cosy, and the acoustics are really great, much more muffled sound. So those are two fabulous features of this. You know, keep out the noise and keep out the cold.
We always use these cards at the beginning of the day to make a group, because it helps us to connect together as a team and to remember that we're all working together, doing one thing that if we were trying to do it on our own, we won't be able to do as much as we can do when we're all working together. And it just helps us focus on the cooperation and teamwork aspect of been together today. So, everyone wants to make the circle. Okay, thumbs left. And we'll just take a few moments to be quiet and think about working together today, about what we're going to learn and the fun we're going to have. And Chantal, would you like to take a card for us this morning?
Flexibility.
Great. So we're going to be flexible today. We've got a lot of that flexible clay to put on the walls with our flexible fingers. So yeah, we're going to be massaging the walls quite a bit today, so that's a good word. Thank you. Okay, so some of this clay here, I'd like everyone to have a go at mixing it and see what it feels like after leaving it soaking overnight. And we'll sieve some of it through Paul's big sieve into the tub, but there may not be enough of it to do the whole walls. We'll put more water in the lumpy bits and keep stirring them today. If we had an electric mixer with an attachment, that's the thing we need, but we haven't got any electricity on this site, so it takes much longer for it to mix up otherwise. So we'll do the best that we can, and if we can't get this stuff usable in the time that we've got, all the clay that I've got is dry clay, and that will mix up very quick because it's very dry and tiny little granules. So we'll use that instead if we run out of this stuff. It's just would have been nice to be able to use the clay that actually came from the site.
The lime was made about 6 months ago, but it was mixed with the sand and the hemp yesterday, which is perfect for us because it means we don't have to remix it. And when you put it on the wall, you don't want to put a lot on. It's small and often is the key to it. If you put lots on, it'll just get too thick and it won't actually key into the straw. So you want to just put little bits on. I'll probably take half of that, and the bit of your hand that you're using is the heel here. So try and keep your fingers out of it as much as you can. So use the heel and rub it in to the straw like that. Now you don't want to do much more than that to it, and that's quite thin. It's a little bit thicker in between the ridges and it's a bit thinner where there is a ridge.
Yeah.
This is Nicholas, a fantastic allotment member who feeds us homegrown tomatoes and veg and fruit for lunch every day.
Lovely.
And they're delicious. And he has special organic treatments for them that give them really great taste. And I'll tell you afterwards what they are.
Lovely.
Okay, great to be back in the summer, away from those horizontal driving blizzards, and to see the allotment in full bloom around us. It's fantastic. It's moved on quite a pace, as you can see. Here we're doing first coat lime around the back, and we've got a bit of second coat on here. These exposed tie downs will be limed into the wall with hessian, a good span of hessian, to avoid any cracking in the surface face, so we're doing that. You can see up here we've got a bit of first coat with the straw sticking out, that's a nice thin coat, and then it goes on a little bit thicker with the second coat here. And inside we're using clay, which is beautiful, so you're going to have to take the camera in there and have a look at that. That's second coat at the moment. And what you've got there are two very breathable or permeable materials, which is what you need with straw bales. You can't wrap straw in something that's not breathable, because then you're going to have a load of compost in your walls. So our big design challenge over here is to keep the straw nice and dry at all times. So we design for that continually, including using these lovely breathable plasters and renders. Lime has thousands of years of proven durability. It's a fantastic material. It sort of takes moisture into itself and then releases it. Takes it in, releases it, all the time protecting what's behind it. The Parthenon and the Pantheon and all those fantastic Roman buildings constructed of lime, they're still standing and good and solid and gorgeous. And in the lime cycle, any carbon dioxide that's produced in the heating up of the limestone is drawn back into the lime on the wall as it carbonates on your wall. So what we'll end up with on these walls eventually is stone again, like limestone walls. And one of the lovely properties of lime is the older it gets, you know, the more beautiful it gets, the more stone-like it gets. It's really lovely, unlike cement, which gets really tacky. And we're very passionate about trying to encourage people not to use cement if at all possible. You know, we've got a property developer here actually on this weekend's course, and he's talking about having taken off the cement render on lots of old brick buildings and old stone buildings, and everything is saturated. Even after weeks of this really hot weather, everything is saturated behind. Cement doesn't breathe. It's very brittle, it cracks, it lets moisture in, it doesn't breathe out, and you just trap that moisture inside your building and create loads of problems. So lime isn't just great for straw bale, it's great for all sorts of buildings, mortars, renders, plasters. Lovely material. Come and have a look.
hope this building lasts while we be after 50 years. And then say, look, there will be 50 years since we built this building and we've been enjoying ourselves. And I cut this ribbon now. Oh, that's it. That's it. Lovely. Thank you. So enjoy yourself. And take notice, you know what I say. Look after yourself for your health for life. Not be idle. Keep moving. Even I'm old 86, I'm still doing there. Yeah, 86. That's why people that sometimes they say, pass me that, do for me that. And say, oh, pass me, come on. No, just like young man, get like that, take it to walk. Oh.